AI is replacing us. It's taking your job. It's taking money out of your pocket. And that's exactly what people say when they want to make you angry about certain things. Because guess what? If you're angry, you're going to stay on the platform. You're going to listen to the person who made you angry. But the truth is, AI is a tool. It's a tool people use, and human beings have been replaced by tools for centuries and even a millennia. And in this video, I want to break down just how much AI is replacing us. I'm going to try and touch up on all of the AI aspects of our world in current times, including AI website builders, AI art generators, even the one generating photography. I'm going to touch up on AI blog writing or ChatGPT, and some people that I know who were actually fired and replaced by AIs. And there is nothing new about it. This is going to be a bit of a journey. I did some research to go over this and try to, focus all my thoughts on this in one video. And I hope that you guys will keep an open mind, whether you're coming from the point of, I'm an artist and AI is copying me, or I'm afraid for my job, and actually watch the video till the end, because the whole topic of theft is also going to be discussed here. And I hope that you guys will enjoy. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mao and I teach creative people how to sell their art online. And today we're going to be talking about AI and is it coming for your jobs? Is it going to replace you? By actually looking at how much our generation, our tools that we are using have been replacing others for centuries. On and on and on and on and on and on in a perfect circle, in a perfect storm. Just like the storm we are in now, with AI art generators on Canva, on Kittl, Night Cafe, Midjourney. We have ChatGPT and also Copy AI that can generate text, that has their own chat model as well. You can even build your own website using an AI and basically eliminate the need for so many other people that you could have hired, basically canceling their job because AI is taking over everything, right? First, I want to look at the process. And I feel like in many cases, the process of AI, especially when we're talking about AI art, has been the issue of lawsuits against Midjourney, for example, that artists are saying it's flat out stealing my art. So let's talk about the process that these tools go to actually give you art or a blog post or a website. The process is very simple. This AI tool scans the internet for photos, for images of the things that you wanted it to do. For example, if you want to create a photo of a cow wearing a Santa hat, it scans the internet for cows and for Santa hats and then places them together because it understands that a hat needs to be on the head of the cow and not on the butt of the cow, which actually I really want to make that design right now. And in this process, a lot of artists feel like it's stealing their work. But is this process anything new? I mean, let's say I want to create an acrylic painting. I want to paint myself, not even digital. And I want to create a painting of a cow wearing a Santa hat. Do you think that all the people in the world that are painting cows have seen a cow in real life and are looking at the cow to paint it? Probably not. They're probably Googling online photos of cows, and maybe if it's hard for them to take from a photo and turn it into a painting, they will be Googling cow clip art to create their painting. Basically the same thing that the AI art generators are doing already. I personally love this because I love cats. Well, I like painting cats, not the actual animal, but every time I want to go and paint a cat, it's not like I have the cat in all of its positions in my head. So what I used to do was to find free clip art or free photos for reference that I can create my own cat using Procreate in my own style. But now I can just generate it with an AI, exactly what I want. If I want the cat to be ginger cat or black cat, if I want it to have blue eyes or big eyes or small eyes, the position I want the cat to be in, and then take that art generated by the AI and create something different myself. This is something that I actually been doing, and I really like using AI this way. In fact, I know many physical painters that are still, painting on canvas and selling their paintings that told me that they use AI art tools because it creates this composition of a world that they have in their heads. So instead of trying to sketch this world that they have in their head, for example, it's a magical ski town with a cabin in the middle of the woods and there are reindeers all over. Instead of trying to sketch it and then paint it, they will go to an AI tool, prompt what they think about in their head generate a photo and then sketch and paint based on that photo. So artists are using AI. I know several artists, physical artists, who just love using AI tools. They just love them. They have been saying that since AI tools came along, they can really unleash their creativity, especially when it comes to dimensions of things or how certain elements combine together in one painting. But is this still art? I mean, you're talking about a machine, a tool that replaced artists, but in what capacity? I mean, if I wanted to buy an oil painting as a buyer, and I wanted an oil painting that is enormous or small on my walls, I would want an oil painting for two reasons. One, it lasts very long time. Oil paintings can be passed down generation to generation. They can last hundreds of years if they're made with good oil paints. The second reason why I might want a physical painting, oil or acrylic, is because I can feel the texture. I can see the lines and feel the texture. And both of these reasons why myself or anyone else would like to buy an oil painting don't apply to that print-on-demand seller using Midjourney. I won't even be looking at what they're doing because I wouldn't care. But yes, AI art was made by a machine, not by an artist. So it mustn't be art, right? Let's go back to what is the definition of an artist, because what do you think the definition of an artist is? Because if we're looking at the beginning of Disney, for example, with animation film, those people were literally painting Mickey Mouse frame after frame after frame by hand. They were replaced with people who are doing it digitally. Maybe those are not illustration artists anymore, right? But let's make it even simpler. To go back to the actual picture we have in our heads of an artist. So we imagine this woman, maybe she's covered in paint all over her. There is like, canvas in front of her on that stand, and there are multiple colors, and she's like thinking about how to express herself. That's our image of what an artist is, right? But if you were living in the 1800s, that woman wouldn't have been considered an artist, because did she mix her own paint? Did she create the paint? Did she go and collect animal hair to create her own brush? Because that was the meaning of the word artist back in the 1800s. We've already changed it with so many different technologies, whether it comes to tech, the way we know it today with iPads and softwares on your computer, or with mass production of paintbrushes that you can just go to a store or order online. By the way, how many people of you complain on a daily basis that any kind of online shop is stealing money from your local art supply store? I don't think a lot of you do that. All you think is, hey, I can get cheaper art supply online. That's so cool. It will be delivered to me. And then we have AI art photography. All of these photographers might get really upset because they actually had to go like on a safari ride to get a photo of a lion. But the truth is that photographers have been replaced with pretty much anyone with a phone, because we have such good cameras in our phones these days that we don't need to hire a photographer for multiple reasons. We have free stock websites that we, people, not sellers, can go onto, like Pixabay, download a photo, and then print it on a piece of canvas without actually paying a photographer. And the photographers also replace people, because back in the 1800s, when cameras became a bit more popular, when they started gaining traction, then people who took photos basically replaced portrait artists, because up until the invention of the camera, people couldn't have, a reflection of themselves, a photo of themselves, without an artist generating it. So everyone who is giving out services as a photographer, or even you right now at home, when you take a selfie with your phone, you replaced an artist. Shame on you. Something really funny that I have to say here, even though it's not really relating to AI art, but it's just, it always makes me laugh, is that in the beginning of photography, people actually thought that cameras were like the devil tools, and if you allow it to take your photo, then your soul will be captured. I just really think it's a funny anecdote to put in here in this serious video. Now let's talk about how AI art has replaced writers, copywriters, people who write blog posts. And to be honest, I know people who were replaced by an AI. One of my friends who was working for a big e-commerce company was fired about a year ago because their entire content team was fired because, well, copy AI exists. There were 10 people on that team. 9 of them were fired. So 9 content writers were writing content, were writing blog posts, while one person went over these blog posts, make sure that there are no mistakes, as well as fix things like their SEO or the general tone they wanted for that specific piece of content. That person kept their job because they knew how to use Copy AI, while the rest of the content writers were fired. Now, from this story, I would like to say 2 things. One, the person who remained was the person who knows SEO and the person who was an editor from the beginning, because the company realized that they need a person to edit what the AI writes, as well as, change the text, because Google can recognize that you wrote something with an AI, as well as someone who's an actual SEO specialist. So that person already had more skills than the rest of the team, and they knew how to use that AI tool. The second anecdote with this story with my friend is what I told him after, which is, you can use an AI as well. You can use Copy AI or any kind of AI and simply have faster services to your clients from Fiverr, from Upwork. Just make your service cheaper and use the AI to write you the outlines, or basically the beginning or the draft of what it is the client wants. And they said, of course, no, this is my profession. I would be cheapening myself. I would be downplaying myself to get paid less than what I used to get paid. And to that, I said 2 things. Well, one, you're making the work faster now. Like, this AI tool can literally do all the research for you, and your job has become much faster. So you can actually, at the end of the day, be making more money per article than less. And 2, well, honey, you don't want to sell articles you wrote really fast for $15 because you got fired from a job that pays you more. I don't know what about you or what kind of math they taught you in high school, but $15 is still more than zero. Like, this was a no-brainer to me to do something like this. And as we are talking about the fact that we do need humans to go over what the AI tool does, I would like to make some comic relief here and read you something that the chat by Copy AI wrote for me. I'm assuming that the chat has severe ADHD, because the topic of the generation of text was animal print shower curtains. So it starts really nice. You can add a touch of elegance and sophistication to your bathroom decor with an animal print shower curtain. I don't know how much this would be elegant or sophisticated, but okay. In addition to being stylish, animal prints are also very popular. So far, so good. But then, after talking a little bit about the stripes, the solid background, the spots of the animals, the chat trails off. For example, you could even go with something more subtle like leopard. How is leopard print subtle? Okay. If you want something less bold, then other options available today at stores such as Target, where they sell everything from clothing items, including shoes and purses, to home decor items such as wall art prints and lamps, to kitchen appliances like food processors, which might come in handy when making smoothies using frozen fruit juices instead. Water alone, since they contain fewer calories per ounce compared to regular milk products such as whole milk yogurt, which contains about 6 grams per serving versus 8 grams per serving for Greek style yogurt, which is true, by the way, made from sheep milk rather than cow's milk, because cows tend not to only eat grass but also grains such as oats, which contain gluten protein that cause digestive issues among people who suffer from celiac disease, which affects approximately 1% worldwide, according. Yeah, this chat is not going to replace me anytime soon as a content writer. I remember looking at this and thinking, well, that escalated quickly. And the truth is, and this is something that so many people don't understand, all these chat GPTs and the chat and Copy AI are not magical AIs to write content. They are speech model tools, which means they try to think what a person would say, word after word after word. So, in fact, this was very much a person with ADHD talking about shower curtains, because where to buy a shower curtain relates to buying it on Target, but the words after Target would have been, the fact that you can buy home appliances like something to make smoothies. And talking about smoothies, a person would talk about the fact that this is good for weight loss and start talking about what cows eat And that is the truth about AI content writing tools. They're not always correct. You still need a person to operate them. I think it's the same with people being replaced many, many years ago by machines. If you worked at a factory at an assembly line or packaging, you might have been replaced by a machine. And the person who kept their job or the person that was hired was the person that can, program the machine or supervise the machine. This has been happening all the time. I mean, this will replace humans the same amount that the automatic payment system in the supermarket replaced people. Because at the end of the day, not everybody knows how to use them. Sometimes they get stuck, and you need to actually call one of the ladies who still work there for automatic checkout to be easier for you or to be possible for you if you've really got stuck somewhere. Now, I feel like I have to give credit where credit is due, because this idea for this video didn't just come from, me watching videos about this or me having my own opinions, but it also sort of started with an Instagram DM that I got from one of the viewers. And that viewer actually introduced me to Mixo, which is an AI website builder tool, which we had a video about in this channel, by the way. I will leave a link to that one down below. And she said that she's really looking into maybe learning, WordPress, Wix, and offering this as a service to people, becoming a freelancer that builds websites. But she doesn't know if there is any point to do that when you have, free AI website builders that everyone can use. Now, my first response in my head to that was, anyone can use WordPress. It's a free tool. You don't have to learn how to code. There are tutorials about this. Anyone can use Wix. The technology for the average person that is not a website builder to use to build a website already exists for many, many years. And trust me, none of the clients that hired me to build websites would have done it on their own because it's a bit more complicated. So now we have an AI website builder tool that, as I mentioned in the video I've done about it, can just fart websites out of thin air. But that website, if you watch that video, is pretty basic. It's one template, and the AI builder actually doesn't build the website. The website is a template that was already built, and the AI builds the photos that are connected to the topic you're talking about, plus the text, which you still need to go over. So I don't think this is going to be replacing anyone anytime soon, because the people who will go to something like this, maybe they don't have a lot of money when they're getting started and they just want something simple that is built like that. Those are not potential clients anyway. It's the same with the woman or the man who wants to buy an oil painting, a big, beautiful fantasy art print on demand, something that was made with Midjourney is not a competition to an artist, to someone who wants to buy an oil painting. It's not even in the same category of what they're looking for. It's the same as saying that having microwave meals will replace restaurants, because we've had microwave meals for such a long time, and I haven't heard any of you complaining about this. And I do want to touch a little bit about the topic of theft, because that is the topic that has really, really gotten people upset about AI art. But AI art didn't invent theft. I mean, I've seen comments from people saying that someone stole their best-selling Amazon design and sell them on Redbubble for years. They were not using an AI tool. They just copied the design, because you can copy anything you want. We can copy ourselves. We don't need an AI tool to copy if we really, really want to. And I do understand that AI art can copy something. And I think that that part is terrible, because if an AI flat out takes a person's face on a photographic portrait, that is horrible. But the majority of the outcome that you would create from an AI art generator wouldn't look anything like the original. And if we're talking about content, which content has to be written based on content already out there, that is something that people do anyway. Do you think that all news report websites just come up with the news themselves? No, a lot of news report websites, even the big one, just read an article somewhere else and write it in different words. We've been doing this since forever. Forever. But somehow now it's theft because it's a machine doing it. It's not us. So was it okay before if I just recreated someone else's painting as long as I did it myself? Again, I'm not trying to say that AI is not stealing anything or that that's okay, but I am saying that's not something new. We have been stealing from each other our intellectual properties for ages. And yes, maybe the AI tools that we are using should have a little bit more of a filter to say, do not use more than 30% or 20% from a certain piece of art when creating a new one. But this whole process of having a prompt, an idea of a painting to create and a style to create it, and then scanning the internet for photos to match and recreating something new, we've already been doing this for years, for centuries. This is how we operate. Because again, I don't think that all of you at home who are drawing a panda actually seen a panda in real life. It also feels like it's kind of like artists are complaining now. What happened to AI background removers? Why didn't anyone complain about that? I mean, Canva has them and Kittl has them. And do you know that, I don't know, what it was like 7 years ago, a very popular service on Fiverr was to remove background from images. People, for example, like me, who wanted their photo on a thumbnail for YouTube, even though I didn't have YouTube back then, but it was more for a website, had to have someone remove the background. And even though I had a software that can do that manually, which is Clip Studio Paint, I still hired people on Fiverr to do it for me because I was lazy. And then came Canva, and ever since Canva has a background remover and now Kittl, I don't need to pay anyone anymore to do that. Do you know how many people lost their jobs because Canva has an AI background remover or Kittl? So many of them. Why aren't they crying out, AI has replaced us? They're taking our livelihood because I paid for Photoshop and I know how to use it. You know why they're not crying? Because all of these people got a Canva Pro subscription and have been doing it themselves, because that's the fastest way to remove background. Come on. Did someone cry about Amazon KDP? I don't know. We now have a tool. We now can self-publish. You can take all your crap that you're writing, whether it's good or bad, and upload it and create a book. When if you look at 50 years ago, you actually had to, I don't know, get accepted, apply to different publications to publish your book. Did anyone complain about Amazon KDP making writers unnecessary or making publishing houses unnecessary? We have been replacing each other for so many generations. And the thing is, we're not only replacing each other, we are creating jobs that wouldn't have existed. I mean, go back 100 years and tell someone that you're a social media manager. They will have no idea what you're talking about. That you build websites, they will have no idea what you're talking about. We have been replacing each other for centuries. We've been doing it over and over again. The people who started manufacturing paintbrush and acrylic and oil paints replaced actual artists who are doing it themselves. Procreate replaced what? Physical artists? We have all of these already. This is not new. This is just another tool. And the thing is, it's not even just about art or making money. The thing is that when we got into this era of industrialism and manufacturing, we have replaced people who fix stuff. I mean, when was the last time you thought about someone to come and clean your sofa or redo your sofa? I can even give you an example from 2000 and I want to say 11, I think it was 11. I had a flatmate. We had a big fridge in the apartment and that fridge broke. The thing is that the person that is coming to fix the fridge charges 400 shekels for coming. You know, they drive, they have their profession. It can take an hour, it can take two, and that is the equivalent roughly back then of $100. And that is for fixing the fridge. But if a component would be missing and he will need to order it, then we would have to wait longer and then we would have to pay for that component. So we can easily pay like $300 to fix a fridge. But once I Googled in like 5 minutes, I discovered that maybe we can call this guy for $100, possibly $400 to fix our fridge, or there is actually a fridge place store online where I can buy a fridge for $150. They will deliver the fridge to the house and get rid of the old one. It literally became cheaper for me to buy something new than to hire someone to fix it. Did anyone complain about that? And I know this is not AI, this is industrialism, but this is where the world is heading because anyone can be replaced these days, even me. I mean, what do you need to be a YouTuber? Come on, what do you need to be a YouTuber? Okay, so I have this. hello. And I made a set and I put, I'm all nice today and my hair is nice and I have a lipstick on and I have some makeup foundation and I have this cool hoodie. But the truth is that everything here could have been replaced. You could have been looking at visual videos that I can purchase on Storyblocks, Shutterstock, or Envato Elements, while there is literally a machine talking to you because we now have AIs that can take text and make it as if a person is speaking. So am I useless here? I mean, I have knowledge. I dress up for the occasion. I make the script. I do all of that. But a different person can just go into ChatGPT or Copy AI, make a script for a YouTube video, go to Storyblocks, go to this AI text to speech thing, and just recreate a video. And people are doing it. So am I useless? Because people these days on YouTube, and I hate it sometimes, you look at these people and you're like, he has like 10,000 views on a video that contains lies, definitely written by an AI, has an AI voice on it, and he can just fart videos. Yeah, let's just make another video and another video and another video because he doesn't actually have to talk. He can make these videos at night. I cannot film at night because I don't have enough lighting. And I'm looking at this, and one of my ideas is I can use that. I can use that for a different channel, especially for my journaling channel, where I can have just interesting videos of flowers while I make a very small segment talking about journaling prompts, and I can fart videos as much as I want like that. Or I can just say that I don't care. Those are the two options when it comes to dealing with AI, and that's my, I don't know, my 2 cents on the topic. One, you can ignore it. You can go about your business the same way and do the same things that you've done. Two, you can use it. So when it comes to this YouTube channel, I go about my way. Well, I actually do use it because I use the AI background remover for the YouTube thumbnails. But I go about my way. I don't want an AI to research a video for me because I like doing that research. It's a part of me. I feel like this channel is my voice and it's my opinion, which is why I will never have an AI write a script for me or be my voice. You can also choose to use it the same way I use it to create different art, to create a background that is sort of generic that I can use. I just love using it sometimes, and I don't think I'm using it in an immoral way. And those are the two options. Either carry on with your life or use it. Because the third option of being upset about it and angry about it is reserved for the people whose actual art was stolen, pixel by pixel. Their entire face was stolen. And to those people, I say, take down all of them. File lawsuits against everything that actually manufactured your face because that is horrible, horrible idea. Like, completely horrible. I'm all on your side. But to everyone else, if you're just going to get angry, how is it going to help? Because I have this feeling when I'm looking at people today when they're being angry at AI art, not the people who, again, the art stole from them, but the people who are like, this is going to replace me. You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of Red Foreman from that 70s show and the entire mindset of baby boomers in the 70s and the 80s that machines are taking their jobs. They were sitting home, they were out of a job, they wouldn't take any job that doesn't suit their standards of what they did, and they would complain. They would complain. And I don't know what about you, but apparently I'm a millennial. I'm not a baby boomer. So I'm not going to act like one. As a millennial, I'm going to face the fact that the majority of my generation will never buy an apartment. They have such different lives than their parents. We skip work from, one thing to another. And at that point, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to act like a millennial. Do you have a tool that can help me do my job? Give it to me. I'll examine it. Maybe I'll make a video about it if it can help you guys. And if I don't like it, I don't use it. And if I like it, I'm going to use it. And if anyone has a problem with the fact that I can now do my research faster using Copy AI, or that I can manufacture something in my head so that I can illustrate it using Night Cafe, that's your problem, not mine. I feel like I kind of got angry back there. Sorry. I got really passionate because I am passionate about the fact that It's not about AI art stealing. It's not about any of these. And if you don't want to use these tools, don't. But when you complain, again, leave out the artists who are going and making lawsuits. If that software stole from you, go make a lawsuit, make money, by all means. But if this hasn't stolen from you anything and it just made you feel less worthy, that's your issue with yourself. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Did we have plastic surgeries 200, 300 years ago for a woman with a big nose to go and look at all of her friends with small nose and be jealous? So you have to be like, so you were so lucky that you were born with a small nose. Well, now everybody can have small nose. It just costs money. Anyone can have bigger boobs. It costs money. You can go and have your stomach fat removed. We don't need to go to university to learn certain things that you can literally learn on Skillshare and get a job, or even learn on YouTube for free. We don't need to buy CDs anymore because everything is on YouTube and on Spotify and on Apple Music. And I mean, come on, the entire entertainment system that used to be theater moved to TV and now is on YouTube and TikTok and whatnot. So times are changing. Either keep up with them or stay your course. Both of these are amazing options. But complaining, just for the sake of complaining, is really not going to do you any good. I would like to thank you all for watching this video, and if you did enjoy it, I would appreciate a like down below to this video. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, especially when I think that a lot of people are not going to watch the video and are going to assume that I say that AI art is okay and their art was stolen, and they're going to unlike this video. So if you are here, please like this video and leave a comment about your opinions for this type of video. It was a different type of video. I'm using a different type of editing software, and it's kind of exciting. I'm kind of really excited. But with that being said, because I have to stick to my ending phrase, that was it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new. And as usual, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!